Booktube Nation, I'm Sam here again with Barnaby Books, and today I'm really excited because I'm here to announce that I'm participating in another readathon. I had really good luck with readathons last year. A lot of my favorite books came from participating in readathons, so I'm hoping this year is the same. One of my original loves of reading was historical fiction, so I've heard there's a couple different ones going on this month, but the one I decided to partake in is the Historathon. And the Historathon is a historical fiction bingo style readathon that's running through the entire month of February. And the hosts for that are the Curly Reader and Sarah's Nightstand. I'll link down below their announcement videos for this readathon, so definitely check them out to get some more information. But it's a bingo style readathon, so I'm really excited for that. In reality, I would like to read at least 3 books to give myself one bingo, because it's like a 9, so a 3x3. I think an L would be like my second aim, so like then that would be 5. Last month I read 8 things, so that I'm really excited about that. Let's see, hopefully this will go well. I did start one already because I'm filming this, I think today's the 2nd, so hopefully you will see this soon. So it already technically started yesterday, so I read a little bit of one book last night. So I guess I'll just go in the order that I have the books. So this one is by Paula McLain, and this is Circling the Sun. This is the one I started last night. For this one, the prompt was a book set outside of the United States or Europe, and a lot of this book takes place in Africa. This actually really reminds me of another book I read last year. I'll put it down below, but I believe it was called Cartwheeling and Thunderstorms. But it was middle grade, and it was really enjoyable. I read it, I think, for middle grade March, and this I've only read like the first chapter or so, but it reminds me of like the adult version of that book. It starts out very similar. So I'm really excited to check this one out. Plus, I was drooling over this map for like 15 minutes. It's beautiful. And so this is like Africa in the 1920s. And so I was comparing this to current day, and I really enjoyed that. So I am really excited to check this one out. I have a signed copy here. I didn't get mine through Book of the Month, but I know that this was one of the Book of the Month selections, and I hear that they have really good choices. I just recently joined myself, so I haven't quite formed an opinion yet. This one starts off where a family moves from England to Africa to start a farm, and the father and the daughter are adapting well, but the mother and the son aren't, and so the family splits up again at the very beginning, and the book takes out from there. So I'm really excited to give this one a try. The next prompt that I'd like to talk about is a book featuring a real historical person, and this is Marrying Mozart by Stephanie Cowell. Actually, I've almost picked this up a couple of times. I've read the beginning a couple of times. I've had this for a little while, and it's been intriguing me. It gets kind of mixed reviews, I would say, but it has like a high, I think 3.6, 3.5, something like that on Goodreads, so it does pretty good, but it just, I don't know, something about this calls to me, and I've been meaning to get to it. It's a love story centering around Mozart, and I'm just excited to learn more. Next is a book with dual timelines. This has been on a TBR before. I don't know why I haven't gotten to this yet, but this is the Physic Book of Deliverance, Dane by Katherine, Howe, and this centers around like Salem, Massachusetts, and witch trials, and there's a dual timeline in this one. Spooky, says people. If you've watched my channel at all, you know that that's kind of a buzzword for me because I'm from Massachusetts. So you kind of grow up with that around Halloween. It becomes kind of part of you. So I've been interested in getting to this one for so long. I read one of her other books, and it was really slow when I read it, but I ended up, like, I always think about it. The other book by her that I've read is The House of Velvet and Glass, and it was kind of, it's about kind of the spiritualism movement in the United States. So anyway, I'm excited to check this one out. The next prompt is a book with a child as a character, and I'm going to try to read The Book Thief. I know this is very beloved on BookTube, and I've read a couple pages. It's just, I think because it's so long for a readathon, I'm feeling a little daunted by it. And I don't read a lot of historical fiction set during World War II. Many years ago, I met a Holocaust survivor, and it kind of changed my whole outlook on life. I was in an honors program at school, and I wrote a poem for him, and it was a very touching moment. I read the poem at like an honors convention, and it was a very special moment to me. And so I don't like to mix fiction with that too often. It's a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, and so I like to see it done right. I'm a little nervous, but I've heard that this is really good, so I'm hoping to love it. Next is a book set before 1900. I'm going way back. I'm going with The Dove Keepers by Alice Hoffman. This is about the Mount of Masada and the tragedy that happened there. I remember studying this as a child and being really captivated by people's tenacity to survive, and it really inspired me, especially like considering the awful circumstances that they were in. I've read her before and really enjoyed it, and so I'm excited to give this one a try. Next is a book with the location in the title, and I'm going with Alan Brennert's Moloka'i, and I'm really excited to check this one out. It takes place in the Hawaiian Islands, and I believe it has to do with the leper colony that was there for quite many years, and it's something I've heard about growing up, but I don't know a whole lot about, so I'm definitely interested to check this one out. Plus, I've been to Hawaii, and I absolutely fell in love with my experience there. The islands are absolutely beautiful. I'm really excited to check this one out. Next is a book with a male on the cover, and this was actually harder to do than you would think, but this is about Will Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway, and yeah, I'm just excited to see how this one goes. This one has been on my shelves for a really long time. And finally was to read a book concerning a time or an event that you're unfamiliar with. And this book, Rebel Queen by Michelle Moran, is it's about the history between England and India, and there's a queen, obviously. So I haven't read a lot of books set in India, and that's definitely a time period that I'm not super familiar with in that part of the world. So yeah, so I'm excited to give this a try, and hopefully I really enjoy it. So those are all the books I've selected for my Historathon TBR. I have definitely lost light while I've been filming. But anyway, I wanted to get this out to you since the readathon officially started yesterday. Maybe I reserve the right to maybe change my mind and sneak a different book in there if I need to, but hopefully I get through at least 3 of these. And if you're able to join the readathon, I hope that you have a wonderful reading month. Thanks for being here with me today. Farewell for now. Bye-bye.